Tell. 34 years in the computer industry. I'll get MDI to work. Okay, hello, my name is Colin Bell. I'm training as applied internet consulting. I've been working in IT commercially for 34 years. After graduating with a BA in computing and business. All my life I've worked in software development. I've always been fascinated with computers from a schoolboy. After a bit of work experience in Cramlington, with a company called Toolag Engineering, who fortunately gone bust. But I got involved with their computerized driven engineering systems, and that was my destiny. So, in terms of my background, to give you an idea of where I've come from, I immediately started working in a software development company who developed and completely wrote from scratch some core accounting systems, stock control, payroll, job costing systems, and I was actually in at the beginning as we were changing platforms to a relational database environment. So I was actually instrumental in building these platforms from scratch, which gave me a lot of insight into not only accounting systems, software development, but customer relationships and management and so on. I ended up running that company. I then left as an employee and set up my own business 25 years ago. During that period I ran two limited companies, both with partners which have been profitable, all working in the software development arena. Over the last 10 years, I've gone on my own again, so to speak. I did a lot of consultancy, business consultancy, primarily a little bit of software development, but majorly making big systems talk to big systems, doing bridge-to-bridge communication between different systems. And got into a bit of web development as well, tinkered with that, and produced a number of systems. I've also worked in social media, so I've had a good mix of general sort of business and IT computing general consultancy. I got into a very high consultative role, and over the last 8 years, I've been working, doing a lot of work in marketing, IT marketing, and I've been primarily working in the motor industry with Mazda specifically. Started working with a dealer who had a problem. His problem was he couldn't move the cars because it was 2008 and the banks crashed and there was no money and people stopped buying cars. And he had a problem. He had 50 cars at Rotterdam and he couldn't bring them into the country because he couldn't sell them. So I got involved with that, did some pay-per-click marketing, which was fairly young in those days, and some other social media marketing. And Mazda, I remember at the time, said, we'll not shift them in 6 months, it could be a year. We did it in 3 months. And made a profit. And we did a few more things like that, and we caught the eye of Mazda, and before I knew it, I was working for Mazda as a consultant, and within sort of 4 years, I've been around 58 of their dealers, looked at their problems and saw their challenges and so on. So I began to understand what dealers were up against. And one thing that stood out to me was the fact that what was happening was a change in relationship between the car manufacturers and the dealerships, in that the car manufacturers needs to improve the marketing and sales process. And how they did that is they took away the autonomy, effectively, of the dealers and forced upon them their own branded websites with their new products on. But what was forgotten was the used car element. When somebody buys a car, generally they're trading another vehicle in, and you have this stock, which can be 100 plus vehicles of used vehicles, which also have to be sold. Now those do not fit into the general manufacturer's sales model. So what was needed was, and what was de-skilled effectively, was a platform to sell these vehicles on, and that is exactly what this is. So, essentially, I'm going to take you across a trip across here.
We're done.
Basically, what we have here is a motor dealer used vehicle management system. And it's essentially a website that is personalised and branded and will skin into the existing website or whatever offering they have at the moment they're running with. If it's an independent, it might be something they've built, themselves, using, a CMS system, but generally it would be the larger dealer would be forced to take. It's an Audi, would be take the Audi offering, and it's BMW offering, and so on. It's cloud-based and hosted, so that the system is actually we look after the hosting of the system. And what we're looking for is essentially a typical cloud pricing model where someone doesn't buy the whole system up front, which would be the traditional way of buying software. What they do is effectively rent the use of the system on a month-by-month basis. So the benefit of that is there's a low cost to entry into the market. You're not having to put a large investment. And typically those systems, in my experience, you're looking at £15,000 to get in. They're not insubstantial in terms of cost. So there's low entry. All you need is something like half a day's training to train staff on how to load the car stock onto the system, and then you're aware. We provide online support. We can connect up to a little PC and take over if someone particularly gets stuck. I did write this system 6 years ago, which is still out there live for one client, and after the first day's training, they literally never rang me once. It's simple, it works, and it still works. So, 6 years on, I thought, why don't I bring this to market? Change the model, make it more cloud orientated, look for business relationships with resellers. This is sort of what a skin product may look like, or does look like. So the routes to market are essentially there's direct sale to dealers. So that's where we sell direct to dealers. But primarily what I'm interested in is channel partnerships. So that we're looking for sort of system providers, people who are working in the motor trade or supplying systems to motor trade, supporting their local their dealers now. And this would add to their portfolio in terms of services they can offer. There's also independent software contractors. There's a lot of sort of single guys out there looking to sell systems and make revenue, and this is really absolutely ideal for them. And in fact, I've made a number of contacts already who are interested in running with this. So that's not to be underestimated because they're very focused and driven and so on. But the product itself has very much a European reach in that it's a standard. It's been built from the ground up to be multilingual, multi-currency, and this is another reason partnering up is very important. If we're moving into Europe, local knowledge then becomes very important in terms of the resale of the system. So basically what we're looking to do is year one focus on the UK and establish a base there, and year two be rolling out across Europe. I'm already talking to partners in Italy, Germany and Spain who are interested. So we'll be looking to cement those relationships once we have a number of proven sites in the UK that are well down the road in terms of the use of the system. So everything really we're going to be focused on from this point forward is actually growing the distribution channel. Where I'm at the moment is 90% of the software development is completed. I've self-funded on that. So we have a system that's virtually ready to go. All we're doing now is sort of adding functionality and going through testing phases and putting it out to market, get feedback. So the next stage is the marketing stage, and that's where I'm going to need the money. Building the distribution channel is the key to the success of this. And then we reach the end. So let's look at some numbers. That's alright, I just need to get my tabs.
1 minute left.
What was that?
1 minute.
1 minute left.
1 minute left, okay. Right, I've got some very detailed financials, which, sorry, they've all crashed because of my little moment before, which you won't want to look at because they're phenomenally detailed, but just to show I did do the work. I put something very simple up, and this is basically what we're looking at. I can't even read that. Okay, we're looking at year one, minimum sales of 20. I've done some very detailed calculations based on the cost of this kind of thing. So we're looking at year one ending profit after costs. So we're talking profit here, £20,000. Year two, we're looking at £100,000. Year three, 300. Year four, 700. Then by year five, we're at 1.8 million profit. And obviously, then, well, I'm thinking year four. we're looking at rolling it out to US, Australia, and go international, because we'll have such a strong presence then in Europe that we'll have a good, proven track record.